Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. On behalf of Milton Academy Live, my name is Jesse Mayfield Sheehan. I am coming to you live here from the Roberts Rink inside the Athletic and Convocation Center on the campus of Milton Academy in Milton, Massachusetts. We are here to bring you the exciting conclusion of the 56th annual Flood Marr Holiday Hockey Tournament. This tournament has been a joint hosting venture between Milton Academy and the Noble and Greenough School for decades now. And what better way to finish up this year's tourney than with a matchup between the two host schools. The Milton Academy Mustangs against the Noble and Greenough Bulldogs. This one to decide who goes home with the Flood Marr title for 2021. If Nobles were to come away with the win today, it would be their first Flood Marr title in 10 years. They last took home the trophy in 2011. For Milton Academy, it would end an even longer drought that dates all the way back to the Reagan administration. 1982, the last year the Mustangs came away with the win in the Flood Marr finals, and now here they are in 2021, the 56th annual tourney, with a chance to bring that trophy back home. Should be an exciting one as we can see these two teams warming up here. I know you can pretty well see the Nobles team with white jerseys and dark blue jersey numbers. And just off a bit to the left end of your screen, you can also see the Milton Academy Mustangs warming up. Their dark blue jerseys with orange jersey numbers. So without further ado, let's take a look at the two rosters for these two teams. Let's go through them right quick as the scoreboard tells us we've only got about 4 minutes left. We're close to getting started on the action here, folks, so be sure to, if you know someone who's not watching the stream, make sure to tell them they got to tune in soon because we're about to get the action underway. In the meantime, let's take a look at the rosters. We'll start with the team that hosted both the Friday and Sunday games, and that is Milton Academy. Going in order of jersey number, we start off with a senior goalie from Chicago, Illinois, number 1, Jake Cardonik. Next up, a sophomore forward from right here in Milton, Massachusetts, number 2, Dylan Crowley. A junior forward from East Northport, New York, number 5, Brendan Marr. A sophomore forward from Wellesley, Massachusetts, number 6, Jack Alieri. A junior forward from Chicago, Illinois, number 7, Jacob Pohl. A junior defenseman from Braintree, Massachusetts, and co-captain, number 8, Chris Romaine. A sophomore defenseman from Dallas, Texas, number 9, Connor Lee. A senior forward and co-captain from Hamilton, New York, number 10, Brad Holcomb. A junior forward from Île-Bizard, Quebec, Canada, number 11, Mika Kalechian. A junior defenseman from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, number 12, Mason Chen. A senior forward from Fitchburg, Massachusetts. He may not be playing in today's game, but he is a part of this team. He is a part of this roster. That is number 14, Jake Tebow. A freshman defenseman from Marlborough, Massachusetts, number 15, Dylan Hunt. A junior forward from Glendale, California, number 16, Madden Powers. A junior defenseman from Binghamton, New York, number 17, Jackson Faunin. A sophomore forward from Kings Park, New York, number 18, Matt Young. A senior forward and co-captain from Arlington, Virginia, number 19, Ethan Davidson. A sophomore forward from Milton, Massachusetts, number 20, William Kanata. A junior forward from Sudbury, Massachusetts, number 21, Henry Cohen. A junior forward from Wellesley, Massachusetts, number 22, Nate Landau. A sophomore defenseman from Bridgewater, Massachusetts, number 23, Kurt Heath. A sophomore defenseman from Buffalo, New York, number 24, Chris Amodeo. A senior forward from Westwood, Massachusetts, number 25, Gus Dudley. A junior goalie from St. Louis, Missouri, number 30, Harrison Brown. And finally, a sophomore goalie from Seattle, Washington, number 31, Jonah Nash. The Milton Academy boys hockey team is coached by Paul Kanata, with assistant coaches Frank Bowie, Mark Fain, Neil Hernberg, and Tyler Holsk. So that is the roster for the hosting Milton Academy Mustangs. And keep in mind, I am paying attention to the live chat as we go in this one. So if I've got anybody's names wrong, if I'm pronouncing anything incorrectly, please let me know in the live chat. I want to give all these young student athletes the best coverage they can possibly get. And so that was the pregame buzzer. So we're about to get underway. The two first place teams from their respective divisions, Milton Academy taking first in the Harding division with a 2-0-1 record. They won in a blowout in their first game against Hotchkiss School on Friday, 7-1, and then fought Kimball Union Academy to a tie later that same Friday, 3-3. And then on Saturday, they took care of business against Westminster School with a 3-1 win. Meanwhile, Nobles took the top spot in the Owen division with a perfect 3-0 record. They started off with a 3-1 win against Deerfield here in Milton on Friday, and then on Saturday on their home rink, the Flood rink at Nobles, they took care of business twice in a row, back-to-back 5-1 wins against Phillips Andover and then against Salisbury. Teams coming out onto the ice for Milton Academy, starting between the pipes, will be number 1, Jake Cardonic. And for Nobles, it looks like their starter will also be number 1. That is Thatcher Bernstein. Face-off about to come. It looks like Milton is sending out Mika Kalechian to take it, and we are underway. It goes back to Nobles. They control it along their own zone. They send it into the neutral zone. Tried to push forward, kind of whiffed on it. And after a bit of a sloppy turnover, Milton takes over. Working in transition, they send it up the ice all the way to the back boards. It is collected by Nobles number 11, tries to push it ahead. Now Nobles trying to make things move. Working along the left side. Number 17 coming around, but he ran out of room. That was Roman Tiselli. Now an attempted pass back, slips away. Oh, big chance here. This is Brad Holcomb trying to fight for it. He gets it back to Kalechian. Kalechian tries to center it, but nobody there. It's recovered by Nobles. This is number 18, Dennis Davidson. Brings it across the blue line, but runs out of room. Too many blue shirts in there. So now Milton trying to work it along the boards. A long pass across finds its target. That's Ethan Davidson trying to come along the left wing, but poked at by a defender. Trying to take it back. And now they're just scrumming for it in the neutral zone, and we've got our first whistle. I think the puck bounced over into the Milton bench. We saw a couple of strong efforts there early. Milton's Brad Holcomb fought to keep that puck going, and a nice collection and pass by Kalechian, but just nobody there. They needed one more forward. As Milton wins the ensuing face-off, they send it off the boards, down the ice. It's chased down by Nobles number 7 and passed over to number 16, who lifts it all the way down to the far corner. It's being chased down, and ultimately Nobles collects it. A dangerous chance, but just couldn't do it. And a nice block there by Matt Young, who tried to force it through, but Nobles trying to get it back into the Milton zone. Instead, it's recovered by number 23, Kurt Heath. He sends a long pass ahead, finds his target. I believe that's Alieri, who tries to lift it to the back. Now trying to send it along the back, poked away. Can it be controlled? Jacob Pohl had it for a second but couldn't keep control, and now it's taken back by Nobles. Number 10, Aiden Lyons had it for a bit, and now a couple passes intercepted by Nobles. They lift it back in. That's collected by Bernstein, and now Nobles tries to reset. That's Lyons trying to bring it through. Gets it into the attack zone on his own. Heads into the corner, runs out of room, tries to send it along the back. Finds a man, now sends it back, and a long shot goes wide. Shot was attempted by number 3, William Friedman. As now Nobles makes a switch after Lyons launched it to the back boards. We've got a whistle now. As we wait to find out what that was, the co-captain Chris Romaine was skating with it. And I'm not quite sure. Was that an icing call or an offsides? I got a little confused on that one. But either way, we've got a Noble zone face-off. Looks like number 21, Henry Cohen, is taking it for Milton. Goes along the near boards and is ultimately collected by Nobles. The pass from number 13 intercepted. This is Kanata. William Kanata coming around the back. Sends a pass all the way back. A long shot from, I believe, Hunt, but no good. Now screwing for it in the neutral zone. And trying to poke it through was Nobles number 19, Colin Norton, but still too crowded. And Milton clears it out. Nobles tries to insert it back in, but it deflects. Now they're trying to send along. Norton tries a long pass, but it's deflected. And now after a favorable deflection, this is Madden Powers skating with it. Pass attempted for Romaine, no good. And now Nobles clears it out into the neutral zone, tracked down by Connor Lee. Lee swings it over to his line mate, Kurt Heath. Bit of a scrum for a second, but then Powers gets it through into the Nobles zone. It's chased down, not without some pressure from Brendan Marr. Milton trying to keep up the pressure. It's ultimately recovered for a second by Marr. Hard to see in the corner from my point of view, but it looks like the loose puck is now going to be cleared out by Nobles. We've got another whistle in the neutral zone, and I think they're going to say Milton lifted it too much. Both teams have been doing very well offensively. They've both scored 13 goals over the 3 games they've played, averaging just over 4 goals a game. The Milton zone faceoff is collected by Nobles. Shot turned away by Cardonic. Nathan Spack launched that one, and now it's sent in by number 7. Again, turned away by Cardonic. Milton trying to clear it out, but they can't do it just yet. Now sent around the corner. They try to clear it, but it's collected by number 7. He's trying to skate in. Tries a shot deflected away. I think that was Romaine who got his body in the way there. Now Milton trying to clear it out. They just barely get it past that blue line. Nobles try to push it back in, but it goes right to Romaine. He swings it over to his line mate, Mason Chen. Now lifted up, controlled by Holcomb. Holcomb's pass deflected, but then pushed ahead by Pohl. Taken by Nobles number 7, Matthew Tully. He sends a long push along that ends up being an icing. So we'll now have a face-off in the Nobles end. Looks like we're going to have Ethan Davidson against Bennett Mcdonald. Puck is dropped. Davidson tries to chase after it himself, but instead it's recovered by number 24, William Brophy. Nobles manages to lift it all the way down to the other end. It's recovered by Hunt. Hunt sends it along, collected by Faunen. Faunen trying to force his way through, can't do it. Instead it's recovered by Kanata. Kanata's pass intercepted. Dangerous chance for Nobles, but they couldn't get that last pass. Recovered by Davidson, pass to Hunt. Hunt's pass deflected and taken away. but then he pokes it back, and Cohen pushes it into the Nobles zone. Now a long clear from Nobles is going to go for another icing. The long clear attempt by Friedman just went a little too far. And we're going to have another Nobles zone face-off. Kalechian in the face-off circle for Milton, and he manages to get it back, barely controlled by Holcomb, passes it back to the back line. Chen sends it to the corner, but it's taken controlled by, I believe, Brophy. Long pass gets over to Taselli. Taselli across the blue line, into the corner. Now a scrum for the puck, and it's Milton that comes away with it. Off the knee of William Canavan. But eventually the scrum is won by Milton. They get it ahead to Pohl. Pohl back to Kalechian. Deflected. Dangerous spot. But Holcomb couldn't quite keep his footing and get a clean stick on it. Now Kalechian forces the loose puck, and Holcomb recovers. A long shot is blocked. And the deflection manages to go ahead. Canavan was trying to chase after it, but nice poke from Chen, and it's collected. Now passed all the way to head to Kalechian. He's trying to send it to the center. As he was losing his footing, he gets it across to Marr. Now over to Pohl. Now Pohl's pass intercepted by Lyons. Lyons swings it over to Norton. Norton, a long pass, finds its target. That's number 13, Andrew Hexton. Hexton can't keep control. He's taken down by Faunin, I believe it was, that took the puck away for Milton Academy there. And now Milton trying to work it forward. This is Matt Young. He lost control of the puck for a second, and it's costly. Norton now takes the puck across the blue line. Passes over to Hexton, back to Norton. Norton trying to look for an option. Too crowded in the center, and he couldn't get a clean pass off, and it's stolen away by Marr. Marr runs into Lyons and can't get any further as Milton trying to make a line change. They managed to make the recovery. It's pushed into the Nobles zone. Racing in is Davidson. Davidson sends it towards the middle. Dangerous chance, but too crowded. And now I think we might have our first penalty call, and that's going to be a cross-check. That's going to be called against Nobles number 10, Aiden Lyons. So we're going to have our first power play, a minute 30 on the penalty clock here in the first period. Milton hoping to take advantage and get on the board first. We are scoreless here in the first period. Kanata in the face-off circle. They're scrumming for it. Finally it goes back. It's collected by Davidson. Davidson tries to tap it ahead. Barely controlled by Chen and sent back to Davidson. Now swung over to Romaine. Romaine back to Davidson. Davidson couldn't control it. Lost it behind the blue line. Manages to turn around. He starts the approach on his own. Gets around his defender. Surveying. Has to go around the back. And passes it over to Cohen. Cohen's pass to Davidson misses the mark. And that's going to go all the way back to the Milton zone. They're going to reset with Romaine. Romaine coming through the neutral zone. Gets around one man across the blue line. Long pass across. Off the mark, but recovered by Chen. Chen tries to get a pass through. Romaine collects it. Romaine surveys towards the middle. Shot wide. Recovered by Cohen. Cohen comes around. Dangerous chance, but they just missed the mark on the shot by Chen. Chen recovers it from the scrum. Passes it over to Romaine. Now back. One-timer by Romaine on the pass from Davidson, but it's turned away. Cohen recovers. Finds his target, who then passes it over to Davidson. Davidson passes it down to Chen. Chen tries to center it. Barely gets to Cohen, and now Cohen's pass misses Romaine. And there's just 7 seconds left on this penalty kill. Just 5 seconds left now. And things are going to reset. Lions back out onto the ice. No successful score. And now a big steal here by Norton. But Dylan Hunt, the last man between him and the goalie, manages to stifle him. Dangerous chance for Nobles, but they cannot convert. Too crowded again in the slot. Nobles trying to rework it. Couple of hard checks, and ultimately it ends up with Powers. Powers passes across, intended for Young. broken up by Tully. Now they're fighting for the puck in the corner. And ultimately, Milton comes away with it. Passed back. Dangerous, sent into the slot, but nothing doing there off the shot from Faunen. Now both teams trying to make a change as Milton's got the puck. Faunen's hit is deflected high into the air, goes all the way to the backboards, being chased after, ultimately collected by Nobles. The Bulldogs now trying to make things move. That's Tully who lifts it into the Milton zone. It's chased down by Connor Lee. Kurt Heath was trying to control it, but gets ganged up on. That actually was a combination of efforts of Heath and Landau. And we've got another penalty against Nobles. This is going to be against the Bulldogs' number 6, Brian Kearns. So another minute 30 on the power play for Milton Academy with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first period. We are scoreless thus far in these Flood Marr finals. Faceoff is controlled by Milton. Passed back, swung over to Davidson, back to Romaine. Romaine sends it over to Chen. Chen to the middle to Kanata. Kanata tries to get a shot, but deflected. And now it gets lifted past Romaine and all the way to the Milton end. Good defensive effort by Roman Taselli on the Nobles side. Milton trying to reset now. Chen gets it across the blue line. He manages to get it across the back line, but it's intercepted and cleared away by Nobles number 11, Brian Grant. Cardonic tracks it down and gives it over to Romaine. Romaine patiently awaiting his opening. Swings the pass over to Davidson. Davidson sends it off the boards and into the Nobles end. The scrum for the puck is won by Milton off the interception by Cohen. Cohen passed to Davidson. Davidson back to Romaine. Romaine swings it over, finds his target. That's Chen. Chen waits, fires, sails high, possibly deflected, and that's going to hit the netting and result in a stoppage. We're going to have a face-off in the Nobles end with 28 seconds left on the power play. Looks like they're sending out the second power play line. Kalechian into the face-off circle. And Holcomb collects it. Pass goes back to Lee. Lee passes it to Kalechian. Kalechian to the back to Holcomb. Holcomb trying to control it, loses his footing, but it's recovered. Passed back to Lee. Lee over to Kalechian. Kalechian fights away. Swings a pass, deflected into the air and over the boards. Powerful poke by Colin Norton. And now we're going to have another Noble Zone face-off with just 8 seconds on the power play for Milton Academy. It's dropped and it's cleared away by Nobles. And this looks to be another successful penalty kill as Kearns will be coming out of the box. And an interception taken away, a shot saved by Cardonic. Again, Roman Taselli, a nice effort from the senior co-captain for the Bulldogs from Needham, Massachusetts. He pulled out one of the most dangerous chances we've seen so far this period, but easy glove save for Cardonic. Face-offs collected by Milton and sent along the boards. And now being scrummed for, Nobles controls it. Heading back to that same corner, they pass it along the back. They managed to get a pass to the back line. Number 3 shoots, deflected away. And they can't quite clear it out. This is Lyons, who tries to swing a pass over to Friedman, but it's poked away. Now Milton trying to fight it. They get it past the blue line. Recovered for a second by number 14, but now lifted out by Milton, collected by, I believe, Marr. Marr tried to get across the blue line but couldn't get past Lyons. Trying to apply the forecheck, but he manages to get it away. Now Friedman gets around Cohen, sends a pass through to number 20. Shot turned away by Cardonik. The shot by Austin Tasca. Easy stick save for Jake Cardonik. Milton zone face-off, 2:15 on the clock here in the first. Face-off won by Milton. Chen collects it. His pass intercepted by Taselli. Now Nobles with full control. They get it back to Tully. Tully passes it down the left side. Now it goes back to Tully. Swung over. And a nice deflection and takeaway by Davidson. But he quickly got outnumbered. But now a dangerous chance as Cohen kept up pursuit. Nobles just barely manages to clear it. And now they're flipping the script here, as it's now number 18, Dennis Davidson, who is trying to make things happen there. Hard collision, and Milton clears it out. They try and fight their way through, and they just have to lift it in because Davidson was already across the blue line, so Nobles just resets there, and Milton makes a change. And Nobles makes a change as well. Both teams decide to change here with 1.5 minutes left in the first. Still no score. Tully. His lift is deflected, chased down by Hunt. Dylan Hunt lost his footing there, but recovered. Sends it off the boards. It's recovered by Nobles, and they clear it out successfully. Recovered again by Founan. Founan trying to fight his way along the near side, and we've got a whistle. I think they might have called an offsides on Milton Academy on that one. And so we're going to have a neutral zone face-off between Kanata and number 16, Benjamin Nakata. It ultimately goes back to the Nobles end, excuse me. They try and lift it, but Chen keeps it past the blue line, but his lift hits the net, and that might be a penalty against Chen. No penalty against Chen. Always that danger when you lift it and it goes over the boards, but instead we're just going to have another neutral zone face-off. Again, controlled by Nobles. This is number 11, Grant. Grant's long pass deflected and then taken by Davidson. Davidson poked at, loses the puck. Taken by Nobles for a second, still controlled. That's Nakata. Nakata couldn't quite control it. Now it's taken away. Still scrumming for it in the left corner. Less than 30 seconds left in the period. Now a loose puck gets to Davidson. Davidson trying to clear it, but he was stopped by Kyle O'Leary. Now a one-timer from Grant. Doesn't go, and in the last 10 seconds, we'll see if anything major happens here. And it looks like nothing's going to happen, as they're just going to let the clock run out. That is the end of the first period here at Roberts Rink. The score through 1 is no score. Milton Academy 0, Noble and Greenough 0. So the two teams head off for their between period break. Once again, for Milton Academy Live, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, bringing you live coverage of the championship game here at the 56th annual Flood Marr Holiday Tournament here on the campus of Milton Academy in Milton, Massachusetts. An exciting first period, to say the least, though neither team really got too many huge opportunities. Both teams did a pretty good job clogging things up around the net, making sure there weren't a lot of clean shots. There was one really strong effort by Noble's Roman Taselli, getting a takeaway from one of the Milton defensemen and launching a quick shot, but he didn't quite have enough of an angle, and it was a nice glove save by the Mustangs netminder, Jake Cardonic. So as we await the start of the second period, I'm going to take off my headset for a little bit, but I will be back with the start of the second period. Stay tuned.
Alright, so I think you're good. Looked and sounded good, so what do you do now? You don't pause the stream, right? It's just audio muted or whatever, right? So, at the end, if you could just shut the laptop down. Well, yes, you. Yeah.
I don't know, I still remember that freshman fall.
Oh, I know. 12 hours. When you're done with your regular procedure, if you could put the yellow tub, make sure that yellow tub gets back on that cart. Put this inside this cart, and if you could roll this cart out into the warm hallway. It'd be great if you can stick it back in the gym, but if you can't, just leave it pressed up against the wall somewhere.
All right, I'm going to get back to it. And we're about ready to get the second period underway here at Roberts Rink on the campus of Milton Academy in Milton, Massachusetts. Hello, once again, I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan on behalf of Milton Academy Live, here to bring you the championship game of the 56th annual Flood Marr Holiday Tournament. This contest between the Milton Academy Mustangs and the Noble and Greenough Bulldogs, currently scoreless through one period. You know, neither team generated too many really scary chances, but if we were really to gauge the total amount of pressure that was generated in that first period, I would have to say the advantage would probably go to Nobles in that first period in terms of the amount of the pressure generated. But, you know, hats off to netminder Jake Cardonic and the Milton Academy defense. You know, they kept that difference in pressure pretty marginal with some strong efforts. And we'll see how things shake out here in the second period. As we see the starters for the second period coming out, looks like Milton Academy is sending their forward line of Brad Holcomb, Jacob Pohl, and Mika Kalechian, with a back line of Chris Romaine and Mason Chen. Like I said, Cardonic in net. For Nobles, they are sending out a line featuring Bennett Mcdonald, Dennis Davidson, and I didn't quite see the last one, but we're already underway, so let's get to it. Goes all the way back to the back line for Nobles, but a long pass after the clear goes ahead to Holcomb. Holcomb deflects it into the Nobles end. Now fighting in the corner for the puck, manages to get a pass off, but it's deflected and intercepted by Nobles. Now Davidson bringing it across the blue line for the Bulldogs. A pass back off the mark and poked at and taken away by Holcomb. Holcomb swings a long pass that is just taken away from Romaine, but then recovered by Kalechian. Kalechian, a pass to Pohl. Big chance. Juicy rebound, but recovered. Big effort by Thatcher Bernstein. I talked about the pressure advantage that Nobles had in the first period. I think that almost completely flipped it there. That was some great puck movement by the Mustangs. Almost a great finish for number 7, Jacob Pohl. And a juicy rebound for potentially a couple of players, but just couldn't get it off. Instead, it'll be a Noble zone face-off as both teams make a switch. Face-off is being scrummed for and ultimately collected along the back by Dylan Hunt. He sends it to the back boards, collected by Ethan Davidson. Davidson coming around the back, trying to maintain control with pursuit behind him. He gets surrounded, but somehow gets the puck away, and Henry Cohen sends it along the boards. Now along the backboards, it's taken away by Nobles once again. A long pass misses the mark, goes off the boards, and Hunt trying to fight for it, but it's taken for a second. A shot almost kind of miraculously got off, but it goes off the pad of Cardonic. Now being scrubbed for, and they send it up the near side. It goes to Kanata. William Kanata couldn't quite control it completely, and it's sent along the boards and collected by Nobles. Pass goes ahead. That was number 13, Andrew Hexton, who lost it on the deflection over the boards, and will have a neutral zone face-off. And it was also Hexton who fought off Dylan Hunt to get a sort of a weird turnaround shot that Cardonic's pad just happened to be in the right place for. Off the face-off, it's controlled by O'Leary. O'Leary brings it to the corner, fighting against Connor Lee. Ultimately cleared out, but sent back in by William Friedman. Milton manages to recover, but they just barely get it past the blue line, and then it's recovered quickly by Nobles. Now Nobles back on the attack. Long pass goes over to Friedman. Friedman tries to send a pass in, deflected away by Marr. Now a pass deflects over to Powers. Powers trying to get his way through, but can't quite do it. Austin Tasca takes the puck away and clears it out. Connor Lee tries to push it forward, gets it to Young. Young sends it into the Nobles' end. Friedman chasing after it. Friedman's got it, and he's now got some space to work. Sends an easy pass ahead. Another pass. Gets ahead to Nakata, and Nakata's shot turned away by Cardonic. Recovered now by Nobles. Another chance. They send it to the middle, but deflected, and ultimately recovered by Pohl. Pohl pushed against the boards by Taselli, but on the scrum, Pohl manages to recover it, sends it back to Romaine. Chris Romaine bringing it into the neutral zone. He's trying to bring the attack by himself. Gets into the Nobles' end, but ultimately runs out of room, and it's taken away by Aiden Lyons. Couple of passes. Now gets to Mcdonald. Mcdonald trying to touch it back to Davidson. Davidson sends it one-timer, saved by Cardonic. Now a long pass deflected ahead. It's a race for it between two number 11s. And getting there first was Brian Grant. Now Nobles clearing it out. Trying to skate off the pressure is Mcdonald, with the pressure coming from Dylan Hunt. And now a long pass off the mark is chased down by Jackson Faunin. Faunin being pressured by Davidson, but they managed to get it away. Now being controlled by Kanata. Kanata poked out, loses control of his stick, but it's recovered by Faunin. Faunin gets across the blue line, tries to pass over to Cohen, but misses the mark. Faunin trying to recover it himself now along the back. Now it's a scrum for it in the corner. And we've got a whistle. It was Brian Grant who launched the one-timer, but it was, again, turned away well by Cardonic. And now we've got a penalty. This is going to be against Nobles' number 19, Colin Norton. Third power play opportunity for Milton Academy. They haven't been able to generate many quality chances off of their power play so far. They'll certainly be looking for a better outing here as they send out a power play unit of Kalechian, Davidson, Young, Kanata, and Chen. Face-off goes to the near corner, and Nobles quickly clears it out, deflected down, but still behind the blue line by Davidson, and he sends it all the way back for them to reset. Young collects it. Or no, Romaine collects it, excuse me. Romaine bringing it through the neutral zone. Now dumps it into the Nobles' end. Swinging along the boards, and now they're scrumming for it in the corner. And Nobles comes away with it and clears it out. The long clear coming from Hexton. Cardonic passes to Romaine. And Milton tries to bring the attack again. Pass to Davidson. Davidson across the blue line. Running out of room. He comes along the corner and along the back. Still skating with it. Still it's Davidson with it. He now passes back to Romaine. Romaine, a shot blocked by Taselli. And now Friedman sends it along the boards. Recovered by Chen. Chen passes it back to Pohl. Pohl swings it over, finds Davidson. Davidson skating in, runs out of room, pass back to Romaine. Romaine at the point, skates to his right, Now coming around the back. He gets a pass away, and it's recovered by Davidson. Davidson skating through a long pass. Dangerous chance, but it's covered up by Bernstein. Davidson sent a pass that somehow threaded the needle over to Jacob Pohl. Pohl has now had a couple of really dangerous chances. And with 6 seconds left on the power play, Milton is just going to send out a regular line as the faceoff is won by Nobles, but it goes back to Hunt. Penalty is over. A shot saved by Bernstein and now recovered by Nobles. Long pass goes to Hexton. Hexton touches it along, but it's poked away. And now up in the air, it's collected by Marr. Brendan Marr on a breakaway. Big chance for Marr. Shot turned away by Bernstein. The long rebound is chased down in the Milton end by Hunt. He gets it to Marr. It's poked away from him, but recovered by Founin. Founin, a shot turned away by Bernstein. Hunt again recovers, sends it off the boards. Couldn't be collected by Lions. Deflected a couple of times, and ultimately it ends up with Lions. Lions fighting off the forecheck, trying to get the puck ahead. Ultimately collected by Hexton. A couple of passes. It's now being chased down by Canavan, but cut off by Hunt, sent along the boards. Chased down by O'Leary, but again, Milton Academy poking at it. It goes off the backboards now, and Hunt sends it off the skate of Holcomb, and then Founin pushes it ahead. Collected by Holcomb across the blue line, but timed wrong. That'll be offsides. A weird bounce gave Brendan Marr a big breakaway and a huge chance to break this game open. But a great effort by the freshman goalie, Thatcher Bernstein. Neutral zone faceoff collected by Nobles. They're working on the clear. They get it ahead to Nakata. Nakata tries swing a long pass, but deflected. And deflected again over the boards. This will be another neutral zone faceoff. The Powers, Marr, and Young line back for Milton Academy. The faceoff is won by Nobles. Goes back to Joseph Mentz, who clears it away despite a hard check from Marr. Now Nobles trying to control it along the back end. O'Leary and Nakata both fighting for it. And a big takedown. That might be a delayed penalty, and indeed it will be. That's going to go against Connor Lee. That one was almost like a wrestling takedown there. Lee just ended up putting his arm around Benjamin Nakata and pulling him down. So this will be the first power play for the Bulldogs with 8 minutes and 8 seconds left here in the second period. Face-off is deflected all the way past the blue line, and so Nobles will immediately have to reset. Norton controlling the puck. Tries to send a long pass along. Milton Academy very aggressive with their penalty kill unit. They've got a couple of guys up in the neutral zone as Nobles patiently waiting for an opportunity. Now this is Mcdonald. Mcdonald sending it back to Lions. Lions skating around a couple defenders, but now poked away by Chen, and Chen clears it away. Chased down by Mcdonald. Hands it off to Lions. Lions decides to send a long pass back to Mcdonald. Mcdonald gets across the blue line, trying to wade through a pass. Another dangerous pass, and it's scored! Bennett McDonald off the assist from Austin Tasca. First chance on the power play, and Nobles converts on it. That'll make this a 1-0 game in favor of the visitors with 7:15 left here in the second period. As I said, Milton Academy was very aggressive with their penalty kill unit, And when Mcdonald got around a couple defenders and across the blue line, he had some space to work and a wide open man to his left. That was Tasca, who then followed up the give and go to deliver a nice power play goal for Mcdonald. 1-0 Nobles now leads as Milton takes the puck and is now going to try and make something happen. Off the deflection, it's recovered by Fountain. He lifts it into the Nobles' end. It's chased down and taken away by Nobles. This is number 11, Brian Grant, who had it for a second, now pushed all the way down to the Milton end. A hard check on the back end, and now they're scrumming for it. Puck gets poked free. It's chased down by Gus Dudley. His long clear attempt is recovered by Brophy. Brophy tries to send a pass to the middle. Too much traffic. Now Tasca, who's got the assist, sends a pass down to Nakata. Nakata, skating along the corner, now sends a pass along the boards. It's being chased after by O'Leary. Now Milton manages to get a hold of it. This is Dudley. And it's taken away by O'Leary and recovered by Nakata. Nakata now across the blue line. He's got a bit of a lane. Sends a centering pass. A shot just whiffed. Just whiffed by Grant. And now it's recovered by Connor Lee. Lee across the blue line. Into the corner. A long pass misses Kalechian. Kalechian recovers, sends it along the boards. It's chased down by, I believe, Brophy. William Brophy passes it over to Grant. Grant over to Norton. Norton, a long pass for Hexton. Hexton chases it down on the back end. Now fighting in the corner. Now out of the corner, a loose puck. Goes all the way back to Friedman. Friedman lifts it in the corner, poked away by Lee. Lee still fighting for it, but ultimately taken away by Canavan. Canavan trying to fight his way through. Juicy loose puck, but nobody there. Nobles trying to reset the attack. Dangerous one-timer by Canavan, but nothing doing. Now Nobles recovers, passes it back. Norton sends it to the corner. Now along the back end. Again recovered by the Bulldogs, but the pass off the mark. And it has to be chased down by John Logan, who lifts it into the Milton end. Cardonik sends it along the backboards. Keith couldn't quite recover it due to the hard check, and it's passed back to Logan. Passed over to Taselli, now to Friedman. Now to the back to Hexton. Hexton. Another couple passes, and now it's back to Taselli. Taselli's shot blocked by Heath. Rebound recovered by Friedman. Passes it back, and lost behind the blue line by Davidson. He tried to recover it, but that's going to be an offsides call. 1-0 Nobles leads Milton with 4 minutes and 10 seconds here in the second period. The Loans score a power play goal by Bennett Mcdonald, assisted by Austin Tasca. Out of the face-off, it's ultimately Milton who controls it. Mason Chen skating with the puck. A long shot collected easily by Bernstein. Almost like he was catching a pop fly. Nobles end face-off here. And it's taken by Nobles. This is Davidson getting across the blue line and into the corner. Sends it along the boards, finds his man. That's Taselli. Taselli trying to fight his way through, manages to get away to Mcdonald. Mcdonald trying to skate through, but it's poked away and lost behind the blue line again, and so Nobles has to let this one go as Milton takes over. Chen into the neutral zone, lifts it into the Nobles end. Chased down by the Bulldogs, and now they work on clearing it out, but can't quite do it. Big chance for Jacob Pohl, a nice pass, finds target, shot blocked, recovered, saved, and now they're trying to fight for it, and ultimately it's won by Nobles. This is Nakata bringing it across the blue line, but nobody there to help him, and he ran out of room. Now stolen away against the Pohl. Pohl lifts a pass to a wide open Brad Holcomb. Holcomb collects it, a centering pass, Kalechian shot, score! Mika Kalechian! We've got a game here, folks. What nice passing. It started with a lifter by Jacob Pohl across the blue line. Brad Holcomb couldn't control it cleanly, but he recovered it and sent a nice pass across the slot over to Kalechian, who delivered. 1-1 the score now after the goal by the junior forward from Ile Bizard, Quebec, Canada. Two minutes and 51 seconds now as we've got a neutral zone face-off here in the second period. Face-off won by Milton. It goes back to Brophy. Brophy swings a pass over to Grant. Grant lifts it into the Milton end. It's chased down by Hunt. Hunt sends it along the boards. It's collected, deflected off of the hit from Founin. And now Marr collects it, manages to weave his way out of traffic, passes it over to Founin. Founin sends it to the back to Young. Young sending it along the boards, and it's ultimately stolen away by Nobles. Nobles working on the clear now. Brophy sends a long pass, finds Nakata. Nakata sends it into the Milton end, recovered by Founin. Founin pass off the boards to Young. Young sends it ahead for Powers, but instead recovered by Young. Young takes a shot, saved by Bernstein, rebound by Marr. Marr skating out of the corner. Too much traffic there. But a nice poke away by, I believe, Pohl is recovered by Romaine and swung over to Chen. Chen, a pass to a wide open Holcomb across the blue line. Centering pass. Oh, a dangerous deflection, but just wide. Another near score for Jacob Pohl. Now Hexton takes the pass, crosses the blue line, working against Romaine. And Romaine got some help from Chen, and they take the puck away, but couldn't quite clear it. Recovered by Friedman. Sent along the backboards. And Hexton now sends it over to Canavan. Canavan pinned by Chen. And now we got a scrum between four players here in the corner. And it's loose and recovered by Kalechian. Kalechian, the scorer of the equalizer. He sends it ahead to Holcomb. Holcomb gets stood up by Friedman. And now the pass goes ahead to Hexton. Hexton, I think, lost it possibly because of the official. I'm not sure. But either way, Noble's trying to reset now. Logan tries to send a pass, misses his mark. It goes into the Milton end, recovered by Chen. Chen sends it along the boards, finds Kalechian. His pass intercepted by Logan. Sent along the boards and off of the official. Oh, that one looked like it stung. The attempted pass off the boards by number 17, Roman Tiselli. Took a bad bounce and I think hit the official in like the back or something. I mean, remember, these officials are not wearing the same pads that the players are wearing. I mean, heck, at this high school level, they're wearing smaller helmets than the players, but looks like the official's going to be okay. And so we go with the neutral zone face-off, recovered by Milton. Founin now tries to send a pass through, deflected away, and recovered by Davidson. Davidson gets pinned along the boards, and we've got a whistle as Nobles was trying to move it into the Milton end. Might have been an offsides. 39.2 seconds left here in the second period. Another neutral zone face-off, and it goes back to Milton. To Nobles, rather, excuse me. That's Tully lifting it into the Milton end. Recovered by Romaine. His pass misses the mark, and it's taken away by Nobles. This is Tully. His pass deflected and chased down by Davidson. Davidson now across the blue line. Centering pass finds Romaine. Romaine, the shot deflected. Recovered by Davidson. Davidson still skating with it. Sends a pass over to Kanata. Kanata to slap shot. Dangerous chance. Goes back to Hunt. Hunt, a shot blocked. Now taken by Kanata. Backhander is saved by Bernstein. Now they try and clear, but can't do it. It's taken by Kanata, and Kanata can't get a shot off before the buzzer. But what an astounding amount of pressure from the Mustangs there in the final seconds. They would not let Nobles clear, and you can really feel the momentum shift that came from the score by Mika Kalechian. Through the second period, we are still tied, but with a very different score from what we had at the end of the first period. The score is 1-1. The first goal coming off a power play goal by Nobles. Bennett Mcdonald, the junior from Weston, Massachusetts, scoring off an assist from Austin Tasca, the junior from Hope, Rhode Island. And Nobles took a 1-0 lead, but Milton answered the call. Mika Kalechian, the junior forward from Ile Bizard, Quebec, Canada, scoring off an assist from senior forward and co-captain from Hamilton, New York, Brad Holcomb. 1-1 is the mark here at the end of 2. For Milton Academy Live, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here at Roberts Rink in the Athletic and Convocation Center on the campus of Milton Academy in Milton, Massachusetts. We'll be back with the third period of the 56th annual Flood Marr Championship game after a brief break. Stay tuned. Hello again, Jesse Mayfield Sheehan here at Roberts Rink in the Athletic and Convocation Center on the campus of Milton Academy in Milton, Massachusetts, where we are a little less than 4 minutes out from the third period of the championship game here at the 56th annual Flood Marr Holiday Tournament. It's been a thriller so far, 1-1 score after 2 periods in this game between rivals Milton Academy and Noble and Greenough. Couldn't ask for a better way to send these students off to their holiday break than with a thrilling contest like this. And just a friendly reminder, if you are enjoying our broadcast so far, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay on top of all of our upcoming live streams of all sorts of Milton Academy events. It's not just sports, although there's plenty of sports, and I do love that. There's also plenty of other types of events, you know, some performing arts events, you know, maybe some meetings, things like that. Things that, you know, help keep you connected to all things Milton Academy. And then, of course, at any point, if there's anything you would like to say, either to me, if there's something I'm getting wrong, or if there's something I'm getting right and you want to let me know about it, you can do that in the live chat. Also, if you just want to give a shout out to your favorite team or your favorite player, or if you want to say hi to the other people watching from wherever folks may be watching from, I highly encourage all of that. Like I said, it's been a thrilling contest thus far. We started out a little slow, a scoreless first period, not a lot of huge chances generated by either team. It was a bit of a feeling out period, really. But then the second period, it really started out with a bang. Milton Academy almost scored within the first few seconds, but a nice stop by Thatcher Bernstein, the goalie for Nobles, kind of set the tone for how things would go this period. A lot of high-octane chances from both sides. I mean, it's hard to say which way things are swinging right now, because it really has just been like a pendulum this whole game. One minute, one team seems to be dominating, and then the other minute it's swung the other way. It really just sort of goes in streaks so far, this one. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens. The first score of the game came off the stick of Bennett Mcdonald, a power play goal for Nobles that Mcdonald scored off a nice assist from Austin Tasca. And really what it was Mcdonald just did a good job getting past some aggressive Milton Academy penalty killers, getting across the blue line, and creating kind of an opening where the left side of Milton's defense was a bit overstacked, and so Mcdonald was able to go to his left with a pass over to a wide open Tasca, which then created an opening for a kind of give and go as Tasca sent it back to Mcdonald for an open shot at the net. But the nice passing then swung the other way for the equalizer, as the Milton Academy forward line of Jacob Pohl, Brad Holcomb, and Mika Kalechian all chipped in on a nice set of passes as the teams come back out onto the ice. Of course, it was Pohl who put the initial lifting pass across the blue line. It was intended for Holcomb, kind of took a bad hop away from him, and it seemed like the opportunity might be lost. But Holcomb, the co-captain, recovered it nicely. Had a bit of a spot where he didn't really have a shot angle, in the deep end of the left face-off circle, but he had a passing lane, a thin one, but he still had one, and he sent a nice pass across the front, found Kalechian, and Kalechian found the open shot and delivered. And that is how we have a 1-1 tie in this game right now. So we now get ready for the third period. We've got a fresh 15 minutes on the clock. And this is anyone's game right now. We got our first comment in the live chat from Sam Perry. Great commentary. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Sam. I really appreciate that. You know, I want to do my best, and I want to give these two great teams the best quality coverage they can. Hats off to our cameraman as well. He's doing a great job. And we're ready for at least one more period. And I have to say at least, this is tied. You know, nobody's going to say the dreaded O word. We're just going to go to the third period. Opening face-off goes back to Milton, and we've immediately got a whistle. I think they're saying it might have been some kind of an illegal touch by Mason Chen as he was trying to control a weirdly bouncing puck off that face-off. We go to the face-off again in the Milton end, and it's controlled by Nobles in the corner. I think that was Hexton who sent it back to Brophy, but now a deflection off the swing from Brophy, and it's chased down by Cohen. Henry Cohen sends it back to Davidson. A long pass across. Chen fires, deflected, and then taken by Nobles. The pass to Taselli, but poked away by Chen. Recovered by Brophy. Brophy sends a pass ahead, finds his target, but now poked at and sent deep into the Milton end as both teams make some switches. Chris Romaine skating with it for Milton, lifts it into the Nobles end. It goes all the way to the back end, and they're going to call icing against Romaine. So a couple of early mistakes by Milton, giving Nobles a couple of face-offs in the Milton end. Face-off between Kalechian and Canavan is ultimately won by Milton, but not for long as Hexton takes that one away, gets it to Canavan. Now sent along the boards all the way back to, I think, number 23. Poked at by Chen, and it gets to Holcomb. Holcomb now sends a pass across. It's being chased at off the boards. Both teams' number 7s chase after it, but it's ultimately won by Tully. William Tully sends it up the boards for Nobles, but it's chased down by Dylan Hunt. Hunt loses his footing as he comes around the back. Now a scrum for the puck is won by Milton, sent off the boards and being chased down. And now we're in the opposite corner, as now Nobles takes it away and works on the clear. Joseph Mency sends it into the Milton end. Cardonic chases it down himself. A couple of passes now working off the boards. Intercepted by O'Leary. O'Leary trying to fight his way through several defenders, but just too many blue shirts couldn't get it. It goes back to Aiden Lyons. The hit by Aiden Lyons deflected, now goes to the back boards. It's chased down by by Nakata, rather. And then the shot from Friedman deflected and ultimately cleared out by Milton. Tapped over to Friedman. He starts things over for Nobles. Gets it ahead to Nakata, but Nakata struggling to chase it down cleanly. Now a bit of a scrum in the corner. Trying to see who gets control here. It goes to the corner, recovered by Nobles, sent along the boards all the way to Friedman. Friedman skating with it, tries a pass to the middle. Too much traffic, and it's taken by the Mustangs. Pass goes over to Marr. Brendan Marr tries to touch pass, but deflected away. Now being scrummed along the back end. Juicy recovery by Marr. Passes it back. Shot from Heath. And we got a whistle. Looks like the Nobles net kind of went off of its spot there. And so we'll have a Nobles end face-off. Kanata against Nakata, and it's won by Nobles. This is Lyons sending it up the near side. It's recovered by Cohen and passed back to, I think, Romaine, and then over to Chen. Off the boards to Davidson. A nice tap for Cohen. Cohen trying to come around a shot. Oh, wait! Oh, barely trapped on the line by Bernstein as a little bit of pushing and shoving after the play. But how about Thatcher Bernstein just barely pinning that against the pole on the red line, did not cross the threshold. mere inches from a score there. Instead, we'll have another Nobles End faceoff. Faceoff goes back to Romaine. Romaine shot is deflected down and away. The rebound recovered by, I believe, Chen, sent back to the backboard. Now Nobles trying to clear it. It goes to Davidson. Davidson pass intercepted. Holcomb gets tripped up. No whistle there, and instead Nobles gets to clear it. A pass to Taselli. Taselli trying to come around. Can't do it there. Now Milton working on the clear. Pass goes over to Chen. Chen tries to send it all the way up off the back end, and they're going to call icing. That was a juicy chance for Brad Holcomb. It looked like he got tripped up from behind, but no call from the officials. Maybe they thought it was incidental contact or something. Hard to say. But either way, we've got a Milton End faceoff here. 11:28 on the clock. And the faceoff ultimately goes to Milton. It's chased down, I believe, by Holcomb. Holcomb lifts it into the Nobles End as Milton makes a switch. This is Tully bringing it out. Passes it. Another quick pass. Aimed at Hexton, but misses the mark. Now poked away, and Hunt had it for a second, gets leveled, but still Milton Academy successfully clears. Dangerous chance. Davidson passes for Cohen, but slightly deflected and chased down in the corner. Now Kanata shot. Missed high, I believe. As now a couple deflections. Cohen takes it in the corner, sends it to the opposite corner for Davidson. Davidson still skating with it himself, swings a pass for Hunt, slightly off the mark, but Hunt takes it off the backboards. Cohen trying to fight for it. And now a few players in there scrumming for it. Cohen had it for a second, but then it's taken away by Canavan. Poked away, and it's going to go to Brophy. Brophy into the neutral zone, now sends it into the Milton end as Nobles makes a switch. It's chased down by, I believe, Kurt Heath. Pass over to Brendan Marr. Marr tries to pass, deflects, but goes right to Fountain. Fountain's pass misses the mark, and it goes all the way to the back end. Deflection, and it's collected by Mency. Pass goes ahead to Nakata, who had tried to pass to O'Leary, but too much traffic there, forced by Connor Lee. Now Marr passing over to Young. Young, a shot blocked by Mency. Recovered and passed back to Lee. Lee, a shot deflected high. Now poked from Marr over to Young. Young sends it along the board. It's going to be chased down by Friedman. Friedman passes over to Mency. Mency lifts a high pass. It's going to be downed by Lee. Lee lifts one up and over the boards. And that's going to be a neutral zone faceoff. Nine minutes and 21 seconds still left here in the third period. Still one score apiece. Faceoff goes back to John Logan, who sends it into the Milton end. Now being sent along the back. Milton trying to clear it out. Logan won't let them. It's taken by Chen, sent along the boards. Swing along, and it's poked back to Lyons. Tried to bat it down was, I believe, Spack, but couldn't quite get a clean stick on it as now it's being scrummed for. Oh, dangerous chance. Save by Cardonic. Brian Kearns had a wide open lane between himself and the net, but Cardonic, another nice save. And the play is blown dead. .48 now on the clock. We got a Milton end face-off. Taselli versus Kanata. It's won by Taselli and sent back to Grant. Grant sends it along the boards. It's being chased down by Davidson. Davidson sends a pass back to Brophy, now back to Davidson. Davidson sends it over to Taselli, tries to get it back to Brophy. Stolen away by Ethan Davidson. Davidson running, tries a pass, deflected away by Grant. Davidson recovers and gets it over to Cohen. Cohen sends it back to Fountain. Fountain, a quick pass to Hunt. Hunt tries to send it towards the middle. Kanata tries a shot, turned away. Recovered by Hunt, sent along the back end. And it's going to go around the corner. And recovered by Davidson, swung over to Hunt. Hunt, a shot, goes high and collected by Bernstein. A big pass block there by Brian Grant. Ethan Davidson was looking to set up Henry Cohen for a juicy chance at the net, but the pass did not connect. Noble's end face-off now. It's controlled by Milton, pass back to Romaine. Romaine surveys, shot deflected up into the net. Deflection coming off the stick of Colin Norton, and we've got a Milton player down in the crease. I think that's Mika Kalechian. I'm not sure what happened. It looks like Kalechian's back on his feet. Looks okay. Looks like he's going to tough it out as we now have a Noble's End face-off. And it's recovered by Nobles, and now Nobles working on the clear. A long pass gets through to Hexton. Hexton across the blue line, sends a pass through. Oh, a dangerous chance for Mency, but it's poked away. Now Milton works on the clear. Pass is lifted to Kalechian, but he couldn't quite collect it off of his skates. Holcomb sends it into the Nobles' end. Mency chases it down. Sends a pass over to Norton. Norton's pass intercepted by Powers. Powers lifts it over for Marr, but cut off by Mency. Now still battling with it. And ultimately won by Mency. Mency's pass off the mark and chased down by Romaine, and we've got a whistle. Oh, I think they're going to call a penalty now on Nobles. Or no, on Milton, excuse me. It was a delayed penalty called on Milton. This is going to be against Brendan Marr. I think they called him for holding. So it's going to be 1:30 on the power play for Nobles. They've only had the power play one other time, and that resulted in their only score so far. Milton just barely manages to clear, and it's chased down by Norton, passed back to Mcdonald. Of course, Mcdonald, the one who scored on the last Nobles power play, as he hands it off to Aiden Lyons. Lyons taking it himself across the blue line. Weaves around a defender, dangerous chance, turned away by Cardonik. The clear goes all the way back to Bernstein, and now Nobles resets. Lyons skating with it again into the neutral zone. Across the blue line, weaving his way through. Goes to Norton, shot, dangerous rebound. Another shot, just missed the mark. Milton now trying to clear, and now they're running with it. This is Madden Powers now across the blue line. Shot wide. Powers chases down his own rebound. Now sends a long pass back to Chen. Chen loses control of it. And he's deep in his own end, which is where you don't want to be during a penalty kill. But a couple swinging passes. And now he just barely gets it away. Milton trying to clear it. It's collected by Kanata. Kanata into the neutral zone. Lifts a pass to a wide open Romaine. Romaine shot blocked by Grant. Once again, another clutch block by Brian Grant. And Milton generating a significant amount of pressure on this penalty kill, which is ending in 3 seconds. A long pass is intercepted by Hunt, and Marr comes in and comes off as Milton makes a switch. Long pass deflected, collected by Davidson for a second, but poked away by Logan. Now fighting along the back end. Nobles manages to get away. They get it ahead to Spack. Spack trying to fight against Hunt. He gets to the puck first. But too many blue shirts there in the corner. And now we got a bit of a scrum for it, and it's taken away by Milton. Off the boards, collected by Kalechian. Kalechian weaves his way through one defender, but can't weave his way through another. Bit of a scrum for the puck here. And the play is blown dead. That was an absolutely wild power play sequence. as it almost turned into a power play for Milton with an impressive counter by their PK unit. Neutral zone face-off now right in the center, and it's won by Nobles. Goes back to Brophy, now swung over to Friedman. Friedman sends it along the boards all the way to the back of the Milton end. Chased down by Connor Lee, and now Kurt Heath sends it along the boards. Chased down by Friedman. Friedman trying to send it along, but off the mark, collected by Heath. Heath sends it off the boards, finds Matt Young. Matt Young sending it off the boards, being chased after by Powers, but too many white shirts, and it's taken by Brophy. Brophy now skating into the neutral zone. Tries to lift it off the boards. Gets to the back end. Chased down. Noble's trying to make things happen. Nakata sends it along the back. Being scrummed for. Dangerous loose puck right in front of the net. It's cleared away. Noble's still trying to keep control of it. It goes back to Tully. Tully sends it to the corner. Now along the boards. Heath sweeps it along, and it looks like it went out of play. So this will be a Milton zone face-off. 4:04 left here in the third period, and we remain tied. 1-1 the score between Milton and Nobles. The Milton end face-off between Taselli and Powers. And it's ultimately collected by Connor Lee. Lee manages to get a pass ahead to Davidson, who lifts one into the air. It's chased down by Lyons, and Milton makes a big switch. Lyons trying to take advantage of the switch, gets across the blue line. Shot fired, deflected by Romaine. Now pass goes ahead to Pohl. Pohl now bringing it across the blue line. Jacob Pohl fires, saved by Bernstein. Recovered by Lyons. Jacob Pohl has had so many near scores today. Long pass, misses the mark, but chased down, tapped over. Taselli scores! Roman Taselli, the co-captain, delivers off the assist from Bennett Mcdonald. A long lifting pass, or no, a long through pass, I should say, that seemed off the mark at first. A big chase down by Bennett Mcdonald, and then he taps it over for Taselli, who just managed to squeak one into the narrowest of spaces and make this a 2-1 game. Milton Academy now has just over 3 minutes to try and tie this one up again, as they're trying to just clear it out of their own end in this moment. Fighting along the back end. Norton and Hunt and Canavan and Faunin trying to scrum for it as the clock ticks away. Good stalling strategy by Nobles, as Milton has to get that puck moving. Tully now sends it off the boards. Hunt tries to clear it. It's recovered by Davidson, sends a pass through, misses Kanata, and recovered by Nobles. Canavan sends a long pass off the boards and to the back end. Chased down, again being scrummed for, but this time recovered by Milton. Romaine passes ahead for Pohl, poked away from Pohl, but recovered by Chen. Chen across the blue line. Heading towards the corner. Now Pohl had it for a second, but gets checked into the boards. Pass manages to go back, poked away from Kalechian, now recovered by Hexton. Hexton across the blue line, trying to take it himself. Too many blue shirts, recovered, and a dangerous shot by Nakata. Almost went in there, saved by Cardonic, and almost knocked in by his own defender for a second there. That got kind of dangerous. 2 minutes and 4 seconds now left here in the Flood Marr finals. Nobles leads Milton 2-1, and I think we've got a timeout called. The timeout is called by Milton, and Mustangs head coach Paul Kanata will be talking to his team as they, this is the kind of time you want to call a timeout in hockey. You've got to figure out what's going to be your strategy to attack the net. At what point are you going to be pulling the goalie to try and get that extra skater? I mean, they've found the equalizer once before in the second period, but can they find it again before time runs out on them? An exciting contest this one has turned into. If the score does not change, Nobles will capture the Flood-Marr crown for 2021 for their first win in 10 years. If Milton were to somehow come back and win, it would be their first since 1982. So their first in almost 40 years. Teams coming back out onto the ice. As we'll have a Milton end face-off between Kanata and Taselli. Puck is dropped. Taselli wins, gets it back to Grant. Grant just holding it, now sending it along the boards. Again, Nobles trying to kill clock here as Milton recovers and tries to get a pass through. Couldn't get it through. Sent to the back boards by Mcdonald. Chen recovers and gets a pass off. Now it's sent into the neutral zone. Kanata recovers it, passes it back to Romaine. Romaine sends a pass over to Chen. Minute and a half left. A long pass finds Kanata. Kanata manages to get it through, but poked away from Holcomb. And now a bit of a scrum for the puck. It's poked away by Kanata, recovered by Chen. Now he gets it over to Kalechian. Kalechian across the blue line. Kalechian a pass, finds Chen. Chen hits traffic and loses the puck. Taken away by Canavan. Canavan across the blue line to the extra skater, Jacob Pohl. The net is officially empty. It's now in the Nobles' end. In the corner, it's poked away. Chen chases it down, sends it along the boards. A dangerous pass is poked away. They try and clear it, but it goes to Chen. Chen sends a pass back. Now it goes back to Chen, now back to Pohl. Pohl lifts a pass perfectly to Romaine. Romaine a shot, turned away. Nobles now clearing it. We've got just 40 seconds left. Romaine sends it over to Chen. Milton's got to hurry if they're going to make one last push at this. Davidson now lifts it. Poked away by Nobles. 30 seconds left. Chen chases it down. Gets it over to Pohl. Pohl now skating with it. Into the neutral zone. Long pass off the mark and poked away by Nobles. Now just 20 seconds and an icing call. That's a big icing call for Milton Academy. 19.1 seconds on the clock here in this one. And Milton now gets a face-off in their opponent's end. The last gasp for the Mustangs. Can they make some magic happen in these last 19 seconds? And we've got a timeout, I think, called by Nobles. So Nobles now has to decide what they're going to do to make their last defensive stand here with 19 seconds left. The score, Nobles 2, Milton 1. The Nobles goals coming on the power play by Bennett Mcdonald in the second period, and then by Roman Taselli in the third period. For Milton, so far the only score coming from Mika Kalechian. And the Mustangs are hoping they can get one more to keep this game going. Now the skaters coming back out onto the ice. Milton again coming out with 6 skaters. The net's still empty for Milton. It'll be Kanata versus Taselli on the face-off here in the Nobles' end. 19.1 ticks on the clock. Puck dropped. It goes back to Milton. Romaine passes to Chen. A one-timer missed wide. Rebound. They couldn't get the pass off, and it's cleared out. Mcdonald cleared it out. Now it's being chased down by Kalechian. 7 seconds left. They have to move. Romaine now trying to lift it through. Blocked. Taselli blocks it and clears it out, and Nobles takes the title. Your final score here in the 56th annual Flood-Marr Holiday Tournament Finals. The Noble and Greenough Bulldogs 2, the Milton Academy Mustangs 1. You know what I say? Hats off to both teams for really a fantastic hockey contest here to wrap up what has been a spectacular tournament. It really is a shame someone had to lose with all the valiant efforts that both teams gave. But ultimately, the winner is Nobles. Final score 2-1. Your scores in this one: Nobles struck first on a power play goal by Bennett Mcdonald, assisted by Austin Tasca. In the same second period, Milton Academy scored the equalizer, a goal by Mika Kalechian, assisted by Brad Holcomb. But then in the third period, only one team scored, and that was Nobles. The goal by Roman Taselli, assisted by Bennett Mcdonald. As we see the two teams lining up to shake hands, of course the line's being led by the starting goalies, who both deserve a lot of credit. You know, this could have been more than 3 goals between these two teams. But some great efforts from Milton's Jake Cardonic and Noble's Thatcher Bernstein. Both made some spectacular saves throughout to keep this game as close as it was. So that ends the game. I'm not sure. It looks like we're going to have a bit of a trophy presentation, so we'll stick with it here to wrap things up. Couple more comments in our live chat from Genevieve Ouellette Healy. Great game from John Donovan. Great hockey by all teams. Great broadcasting coverage. Thank you, Mr. Donovan, and I couldn't agree with you more. What a fantastic game this was. As we now see the two teams lining up. The runner-up, Milton Academy, and the champion, Noble and Greenough.
Congratulations to all the teams on the well-played tournament. First, we'd like to recognize the 2021 Flood-Marr All-Tournament team. From Deerfield, senior defenseman Will Murphy. From Hotchkiss, junior goalie McCoy Barry. From Andover, senior forward Connor Fitzpatrick. From Andover, from
So they were just listing off basically the player of the tournament for all teams, as Milton Academy's award goes to one of their co-captains, Chris Romaine. As well as forward William Canada. And junior goalie Harrison Brown. And now from Noble and Greenough. First off, they have the goalie, Thatcher Bernstein. Again, just a freshman, and what a performance he had. As did many players on both teams. And then they've got number 2, John Logan, so number 1 and number 2. And then lastly, number 13, Andrew Hexton. And they named the most outstanding player of the tournament, and it is Thatcher Bernstein. A very well-deserved honor for the freshman netminder after the performance he had.
Next, we would like to present the second place trophy to Milton. Will the captain of the Milton team please accept your second place trophy?
And now the captains for Milton Academy coming out to accept the runner-up trophy, Captain Brad Holcomb, accepting it on behalf of his team.
Finally, we would like to present the championship trophy to Nobles. Will the Nobles captains please accept your championship trophy?
And now the Nobles captains, Aiden Lyons and Roman Tiselli, accepting the championship trophy on behalf of their team.
Congratulations to all the teams. Thank you for a great tournament. Have a great night.
And that's going to wrap things up here with the last trophy presentation. Once again, the final score, Noble and Greenough 2, Milton Academy 1. The Bulldogs capture their first Marr title since 2011. And what a thrilling way to do it. I don't think there can be any shame on either team after a game like that. That was an absolute thriller. But for now, as we wrap things up, on behalf of Milton Academy Live here at Roberts Rink on the campus of Milton Academy in Milton, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan. Again, if you have enjoyed our broadcast, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel to find out about all of our upcoming live streams on this channel of all things Milton Academy. And of course, if you're watching this video after the fact, feel free to drop your comments in the comments section. And other than that, have a great rest of your Sunday. And everyone have a happy holiday as we get ready to send these students off to their holiday break. Stay warm, everybody. Good day.